Hi everyone. Welcome to the pre-departure webinars of January 2026. So this is for the purpose of preparing you for your arrival in Finland in this spring. So if you have any questions during the webinars, please send us the questions in the Q&A box and we will answer it either during the webinars or also like after we have presented everything. So yes, let's get started. This presentation will also be sent to you, also the recordings will be sent to you afterwards. So don't worry if there are a lot of information, a lot of links, and then you haven't had the time to look it up yet because you will have time to click the links later on. Okay, first and foremost, after you have gotten your school seats, then what you need to do is apply for the RP or student or resident permit in your own countries. And this is like a separate process that you can see further instruction in the link that we have put here. You can also look it up all the webinars about how to apply for an RP. So if you are an agency student, then please contact your own agent for the support. And if you are a direct Finance Future student, then Sally will be here to help you. Yes. And then after you have gotten your resident permit, then the first thing you're gonna do is look for your flight to Finland. So make sure that only book your flight after you have gotten your RP. So do not do that before your resident permit has arrived at your place because many cases there has been already that like students have to change their flight ticket because the resident permit does not arrive to them as they thought it would. So make sure that you have gotten your resident permit in your hand, then you will book the flight. And also when you book the flight, please follow our pickup calendar as we will present following in the following slides. And please note that high school student or LSO students that will be picked up by either by finance futures, but then student who come through agencies, then your agent will be picking you up. So make sure that you check with your agency first before you filled in the arrival form and request for our pickups. So in all the cases, either you will be picked up by your agencies or you will request a pickup by us, then we need to know about your arrival schedule. So please fill in the form regardless and state there that will you need pickup from us or will you be picked up by your agent. And please do not send any flight information, anything through emails or direct message. We have a form here. This form I will repeat once over and over again during this presentation because it's important that you fill in the form. For example, if you have a flight change later on, then you will also fill in the form again. And that's the only way that we can process your information, not through any direct message or any email. So please make sure that you filled in the arrival form here. Now, as I mentioned before, the pickup calendar. So we have two types of students who are arriving for this spring period. The first type is high school or vocational school students. So students who have already been accepted to like directly to like a high school or a vocational school. Then they will arrive probably on their own, like on their own schedule. So the most recommended time for your arrivals is anytime for in office hours, so like 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. From Monday to Thursday during the upcoming months. So anytime that it's suitable for your school calendar when your school day starts. So you should arrive before that. And the reason why we suggest that you arrive in Finland by latest on Thursday because you need to also be able to arrive at your city. And many of you will have to take a public transportation, which can take up from 3 to 4 hours to even like a day. And also in Finland, there are less and less public transportation that goes in night. So that's why we would recommend you to arrive early in the mornings and from Monday to Thursday. Uh, and because we have also LSO student, which is the major group of students that is coming during this spring. So then if you are like a high school or like vocational school student, we would recommend that you do not come on the same day as the LSO student because then will be a lot of students being at the airport at the same time. So therefore, the focus and the support that we can give you will also be less than if you arrive on other days than the LSO student. And then the second group of student will be for students who are accepted or going to Finland to LSO. So the best options for you, this is why we want you to come in a group. So February, either the 5th or the 10th of February, and in March, the 2nd of March. And this schedule is already agreed with the school, so make sure that you come during this schedule so the school personnel there can pick you up. So, uh, yes, and the notes from the school also is that you arrive in Finland in the morning because the trip to Huittinen would take a while. So you have to arrive there before 4 p.m. on the same day in order for them to pick you up from a train station to drive you to the school. And once again, the same time for arrivals so that you can get a pickup from us is for during the work hours. And once again, for the agency student, please agree with your own agencies and then fill in the form with whenever you arrived. And yeah, also make sure to announce your arrival in the form by latest 5 business days before you arrive to Finland. If you fill in the form today and then you're arriving tomorrow, then it will be almost impossible for us to arrange any pickup for you at the airport. So make sure that you fill in the form also in time. And then in Finland. So please note that you also have to travel from the Helsinki airport to your destination in Finland. And most of the time it will be done through public transportation, and the tickets will need to be booked by you and be paid by you. So this you should uh, book these tickets beforehand so that you don't have to do extra stuff when you just freshly arrive in Finland and have a lot of things to take care of. Then it's best that you book the transportation ticket beforehand at home. It's very easy. All the apps will be mentioned later, so you can already look it up before your flight and book it online. And once again, do not book late evening arrival because when you arrive at your school, very high chance that you will need someone to come give you a key to your apartment, someone from the school to come pick you up at the train station. So if you arrive in very late evening, then like that will not be possible at your cities. And therefore, it also might end up that you have to stay a night in a hotel. But in that case, that you have to stay a night in a hotel for some because of some reason, like flight cancel, flight delay, or anything, then we recommend that you stay in Helsinki instead of like going somewhere to a small city and stay there because the accommodations are the most easily accessible in Helsinki. And we also recommend this 20 rooms accommodation, which is very close to the airport and also is cheaper than other accommodations. And please check your destination and the travel times before you book your flight. And also it's very like easy to look up the route to your place, to your city from Helsinki Airport on Google Map, for examples. And whatever you choose to book, your flight and also the public transportation, please make sure that you update them with your school staff members. So everyone should have like a contact from of a personnel in their school, either your principal or the person who take care of international students matters. then make sure that they know about your arrival so that they will be able to help you at the destination. Yes, and once again, after booking your stuff, flights and also trips, then please fill in the arrival form to confirm your tickets and confirm your flight schedule. All right. Next up, some important documents that you should have with you to Finland, and also especially during the trip, during your flight, because you might get asked and checked at the, for example, passport control. So there's all listed here. There are a lot of documents. So you will get this presentation again, so you don't have to panic and try to remember anything. I'll just briefly go through here as you can note down and take a look into them later on by yourself. So first of all, the original and copies of your passport. So make sure that your passport is valid for at least 6 months since the date of the RP application. So there have been cases where students come here with an old passport and that affect a lot of their later on, like opening bank accounts and like renewing the passports also harder in Helsinki, in Finland than in your home country. So make sure that you have a new passport already at your own country. And then it has, of course, it has to be in good conditions, and make sure that you make copies of your passport in case you lose your passport somewhere. Make sure they have color copies of them, and take picture also of them just for sure. And then, of course, your resident permit card is very important. Number one and number two are like the two most important thing that you have to check every hours to make sure that like you still have them and do not lose them anywhere. Then you, if you're under 18, you should also have your birth certificate with you. And then your school records, diploma, and then some passport photos as with the dimension mentioned here. And these are for like in case you get checked by passport control, then you can have all these documents. These are almost the same documents as when you need as the ones that you needed for the resident permit application. Yes, so these are some detailed instruction on the passport photos. So just very general passport photo instructions. Make sure that you follow them here. And then some other printouts is the health insurance that you have. So print 2 copies of them, and also the acceptance letters from school, 2 copies. And some other forms. If you are under 18, you also have to fill in a parent approval form. And there's a link to download for all the forms in this slide here. The consent form, print out, print it out, sign it, and then also like print many copies of it. And the power of attorney for also under 18, and the police form. So there's the links all here. Make sure to have them all printed out and signed, multiple copies. All right, so next up, some packing list. These are like very much like our suggestions on what is good to pack. And for myself, because I was also like a student going abroad. So these are my personal recommendation for the most efficient packing for you. So first of all, very important about package instruction. Um, it depends on how much luggage, like kilograms, do you have when you buy your plane ticket. But the ideal and also like the average, like normal luggage suggestion for economy tickets are like around 2 suitcases for check bags and 1 backpack for carry-ons. And this also varies amongst airlines, but 23 kilograms per checked baggage is the common one. Try to fit everything in your suitcase and backpack, so don't try to not carry stuff around with your bare hands. And make sure that you have high quality suitcase with 4 wheels. So please do not bring checked boxes, like boxes where you're like warm, and it's like there's no carrying wheels or carrying straps. That will be very hard for you to transfer when you arrive in Finland, because these baggage are also for your sake of like bringing them to your own city upon your arrival in Finland. So your journey does not end when you have taken them on the plane to Helsinki Airport, but it also continues from Helsinki Airport to your own cities. So even though you have like a bigger, let's say 60, 70 kilograms of baggage, then it still recommends only have to have like the amount that you can carry yourself. And also some extra reminders is to have, like, for example, a travel tag on your luggage so that you don't lose them easily, and luggage strap for additional protection, and make sure that all the luggage locks, if you have some, should be TSA approved. And some other extra notice is that you should take pictures of all your luggage before departure. So in case of losing them, you will have some proof to provide to the local police for them to help you find your luggage. And also check your airline baggage policy, because each of them have different ones, and also in each airline has different like limitation to what you can bring on board and what you cannot bring. And also all the documents that I ask you to provide before, make sure that they are carried in your hand luggage. So don't put them in your checked luggage for prevent losing. So if you are to put some, I would say that if you have, let's say, 10 copies of your passport, then you can put like 3 or 4 in your checked luggage. So in case if you lose your hand luggage, you will have them in your checked luggage. But make sure that you don't put any important documents in your checked luggage. All right, so then some more practical packing stuff. So daily clothing that you go to school. In Finland, all the school don't have like uniforms, so you should have like smart casual clothes for school, and then some home clothes for home. And also if you are going here for a longer term, because for example, if you're not like let's say LSO student and you're going here for 3 years, then it's good to also have some formal outfit for school proms or any special occasions. And it's very, very nice to bring also your traditional outfit. For example, if your school have some international days or any festival, you can also show your traditional colors. And then um, oh, also, yeah. So here is there's also recommend to bring like thermal underclothes. So like clothes that will help you with layering on the clothes, on your like or under your outside clothes. So these are better than you bringing like very big jackets or big sweaters, because I would personally recommend that you buy these thermal underclothes at your own country. You bring it here, and then in Finland you will then go to buy some big jackets, because the jackets and the like the warm clothes here designed in Finland are more suitable for Finnish use than whatever you can find in your own country. And it also very like space costing if you bring them with the luggage. And then some other stuff very essential is first of all cash. So make sure that your cash are in euros. So change them already, change the currency already at your home country. So do not bring dollars or your own currency, because changing money in Finland is much more expensive than anywhere. And then bring also your own laptop for your own use. And some school also requires you to have like laptop for your school use. And then if you are familiar with eating rice, then I would suggest you also to buy a rice cooker, but a small version of that, because these like specific things are hard to buy in Finland. And then some instant dry food for you to survive in the first days that you are in Finland, because then it will be a bit hectic for you to go to shopping or buying any cooking stuff. So next stuff, some other stuff for yourself are skincare, hygiene products, footwear, stationery, classes. These are like the is small. It should be suitable for your own use. So what you are used to using in your own country, then you should bring it to Finland. And then one very big highlight is the Visa or MasterCard. So it is very important for you to have an international payment card to Finland because in the first days or even months in Finland, you won't be able to open a Finnish bank account yet. So you need them to be able to survive and pay for stuff in Finland. And also, as I mentioned in the previous slide, you need also euros. So that you can also pay in cash, and also later on when you have opened your Finnish bank account, you can also put those money to your into your bank account, your Finnish bank account. Yes, and then some good to have pack lists for men, some hair cutting tool, electronics accessory, Wi-Fi routers, travel lunchbox, feminine products, medication, spice and seasoning. So for the medication and spices, they are more of like if you already have some used to like some familiar products, you should bring them. And especially for medications in your first day, if you unfortunately got sick during your flight or you are upon your arrival, it would be good for you to use immediately what you are used to using. But also these things, for example, the Wi-Fi routers, the travel lunchbox, the feminine product, they are all available in Finland for you to buy. It would probably be a little bit more expensive than in your home country, but it's good to have to bring at least for the first weeks in Finland. And then for your carry-on baggage, these stuff are recommended. So just a few clothing items for you to change during your flight. Some non-smelly snacks for your tummy. Your chargers, a neck pillow for comfort, motion sickness relief, basics toiletries, a small shoulder bag and a pen to sign any necessary papers. And also, once again, there have been students who bring, let's say, small stuffed animals to hug during their flight. It is okay. However, upon your arrival in Helsinki airport, please make sure to put them away, either to your checked baggage or for on into your backpack because it is very inconvenient for you to carry on your hand because you have other more important stuff to carry on your hand. For example, your phone, your passport, your tickets, and etc. So do not bring and carry anything on your hand apart from those essentials like phones and passport and resident permit. And these are the things that we don't recommend you to bring. Rice, processed meat, power product, these are very, let's say, sensitive to be scanned by the airport. So the registration, even restriction, even if you are transiting in some countries, they might like take them out and ban you from bringing them for the safety of that the safety regulation of that own country. So please don't buy this type of food. Also, bulky items like musical instruments, kitchenware, or household goods. These are all available in Finland, and they are much more convenient and efficient for you to buy in Finland instead of bringing them all the way from your home country. Make sure to check also your power plugs and sockets because in Finland they are type C and type F. So make sure that if you have those, let's say, devices that don't use these two plug types, then make sure that you have an adapter. All right. Yes. So I will pause my monologue for a while and pass it back to Asta for a little change. So she will go through with you through what you will have to do or remember upon your arrival at the airport and also after the arrival. Asta, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you so much, Anna. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the very first webinar of 2026. And Anna was generous enough to take us through the first few steps of you arriving here, wherein she informed you about how to pack and all those things, take care of important stuff. I will be here taking it further, starting from airport arrivals. So usually when you will be here, you will be picked up. If you are being picked up by Finest Future, it will be either me or Anna who can be at the airport to help you um, help you navigate towards your school. So when you arrive at the airport, the very first thing, of course, you land is you connect to the Wi-Fi of the airport, which is very easy to connect and free of cost. So you connect to Wi-Fi. Once you've connected with Wi-Fi, you can of course inform your family that you've reached Finland, and at the same time connect with us as well. Then you move to the passport control, and wherein they will be checking your passport, your RP card, all your documents, your proof of funds that you have to show to the border guards. One thing that I would request you to be very, very, very careful of is that you keep all your passport, RP card, documents, and money very, very safe. Because it did happen in very recent days that one of the students lost the RP card when they were transiting from one country to another, coming towards Finland, and then they were stopped and they could not enter Finland. So please be wary of the fact that you must carry all your documents very safely. Once you are cleared by the border guards from the passport control, you move towards claiming back your luggage. So it's pretty easy. The Helsinki airport, the good thing about it is that it's not very friendly. And the luggage claim happens really, really quickly. So you just make sure that your luggage is properly tagged when you are commuting, when you're starting from your home country, and then you can easily claim it here. If you do not find your luggage on the belt, then sometimes they put it down on the floor as well. And if you don't find it there as well, there are always security around that you can check with them about your luggage. But usually you will be able to find them on the belt. Once you've claimed your luggage, you may be required to go to customs if you are bringing something that require custom clearance. If not, then you just move towards the arrival gates. Let's go to the next slide. Yes, let's talk about border and passport control in a bit of details here. So generally for the students with RP coming to Finland, generally you are required to have about 800 euros of per month of money. By money, I mean deposits in your bank. They should be like when you come to the border control, they will be viewing your financial statements. So if the school, however, is providing free accommodation, then the need of that goes down to 400 euros per month. And if the school provides free accommodation as well and free meals, which includes all the three meals, it further goes down to 270 euros. However, I think these are updated, but it's always best to look at the updated versions before you are traveling. I think you can find it at the Migri website as well. Coming to Finland for the first time, you need to have an income of at least 12 months. So in Finland, if you're going to study in Finland for 1 year or longer, so even if you come here for 2 years, you should have 1 year of finance already set for you to prove at the border security that you can stay safe, stay easily in Finland for about a year. Proof of funds at border control, bank account before arrival. Money in cash plus money in bank account should be, money in cash plus money in bank account, it should be equivalent to about 9,600 euros. So money in cash and money in bank means that when you're coming here, there can be some money that you can also carry in cash. In fact, we would suggest that you carry some money in cash as well. And then there should be some money in your bank account. It is advised to have extra amount than what is required, just in case of the currency exchange fluctuations. So, for example, if the students are required to have about 9,600 euros for the first year in Finland, um, you should bring about 5,000 euros in cash for security reason, and then additional 4,600 can be in bank. We would suggest to keep a bit more higher amount in bank so that in case of a fluctuation in the currency, you have that. Also, please keep the cash that you bring as your money in cash should be divided into two parts. One can be the cash which becomes a part of your equivalent amount of about 9,600, and the other cash should be petty cash. Please carry some petty cash with you, which would include small bills like 10 euros, 20 euros, 50 euros bills, for you to use during your journey. So we would really advise not to use your cumulative amount in your journey expenditure, because if you reach here and you're short even of 100 or 200 euros, the border security can actually question it and things can become difficult. Hence, always bring some petty cash with you, smaller amounts of cash with you, and light and smaller bills preferably, so that you can use it in your journey if you want to buy, to eat something or drink something or anything. Coming to proof of funds at border control, bank statement on arrival. For students with student RP coming to Finland, after submitting your RP in home country and even after receiving RP card and preparing to come to Finland, it is advised that you do not withdraw all the money out of your bank account, right? So even if you've received your RP, please do not withdraw because you still have to show the amount at the border security. The bank statement must show the name of the account holder, which should be the student, and the name of the bank and the currency. Bank statements should be recent, preferably extracted 2 days before flying to Finland, in order to show that money it is still in the account when the student arrives in Finland. The student should be able to prove that you are able to use money in Finland. So having a Visa card will be very good example of it. So you should be able to prove that yes, this money is at your disposal and you can use it living in Finland. Border guards might ask you to show you real-time balance availability. So maybe you can do it if you have a bank app on your phone. You can use that app and show it to you, or you can use a bank card to show it to them via an ATM machine. So please be ready in such cases. Proof of fund at border control origin of fund on arrival. For students with RP coming to Finland, it is important that you are able to show the origin of money that you have. So please bring the documents. I suppose these would be the same documents that you would have already also submitted to Migri. So same pile of documents. Kindly please carry them along with you. In border control at airport request, they may request to see the origin of money so that you can show those documents. Let's go to the next. Yes, coming to luggage claim. Luggage claim, luckily, is, as I said earlier, also is very easy and smooth process in Helsinki, as the belts are not that loaded. There's not many people also. So the luggage claim area is where you see the belts to be, the belts will be with your luggage. Wait for your luggage near the conveyor belt. Then before taking the luggage, make sure that they are yours. Sometimes, in hurry, you might pick up somebody else's luggage. So make sure that you've picked the right luggage. And then many a times, as I said, that you might not find your luggage on the conveyor belt. Please look around the conveyor belt. If you're not able to find it there also, then please seek help of the attendants at the airport. It has happened earlier that the luggage, especially when you have transited from Schengen country, it happens that sometimes your luggage does not reach in time. Do not worry, do not panic at that time. Make sure that you have a handy luggage wherein you keep your necessities, like your 1 week supplies in a smaller luggage. And even if the bigger luggage is lost or comes late, you can still survive. Let's go to custom controls now. Now, custom controls, not everybody will have to go there. If you're carrying cash which is over 10,000 euros, you will have to take the custom control line to declare the goods. If you're carrying any stuff that also requires custom control, then you have to go via the red line. Otherwise, if you have everything in check, if things are less, like if you're carrying cash which is less than 10,000 euros, and I think that you can follow the green line and not go towards the customs. Coming to the arrival gates, where you will be seeing us, one of us, either me or Anna, and we will be finding you somewhere near Arkeoski, or opposite to Arkeoski is also Helsinki Market. It's like a restaurant. So either like in that area, you will find us. Please, if you're not able to find us, give us a call or WhatsApp message, and we shall find each other for sure. So after you've gone through, of course, custom gates, please find us at the arrivals. Buy a SIM card if you do not find us, if you're coming via your agents and they're not providing you the SIM card. We usually provide SIM cards as well to the students who arrive. However, it is if you're coming like on your own, if you're arriving over a weekend or during late hours and none of us are available to pick you up, then of course you can buy a SIM card from Arkeoski. And there are a variety of SIM cards that are available. You can pick and choose. There are companies like Elisa, Deane, and Telia SIM cards that you can use. You can choose on the internet and call and SMS packages when you're choosing them. Also, over the internet, you can always, restock or recharge your number. For transportation, we would, as Anna said it earlier, it would be best that you come with your tickets already booked. And just in case if you booked the ticket but you missed your train, then carry the card from which you booked the train so that you can rebook, and that ticket can be cancelled and then can be rebooked. Using that card. Best is to have applications on your phone. Please have applications like VR-matka, Bussiliput, Onnibus, and Uber in your phone. If you are going to your schools directly, usually the travel happens via VR. If you're going to LSO program, then we will be traveling via Onnibus. So we will be traveling local, like within Helsinki, we'll be traveling by the local tram or the train. and then you will be taking the omnibus to the LSO school. Coming to transportations, please keep in mind that local city transport will vary between cities. So, say for example, if in Helsinki we use HSL, then in Tampere it might be some other vendor or other city transport system. So every city has a different city transport system, but then the connecting intercity trains are the same, which are the VR trains. So it's best to have that in your phone. Please keep in mind that when you are commuting to your schools or to LSO, you will be using public transport. So please be very, very wary of the fact that yes, you will be going around a lot in the transport, in the public transport. Also considering the fact that if you're here in Feb or even in March, there will be snow and it will be slippery. So please carry good luggage. As I would really suggest that bring as minimum stuff as you can. Don't bring loose items like those stuffed toys and plushies that you do like so much, but it's very like having them loosely handled is very, very difficult. Carry good things which are easy for you to take from one place to another in a public transport like bus, train, tram, etc. Please try to arrange the arrival in a time that your school is also available to pick you up when you reach the destination. And at the same time, we here are also available to pick you up, in a destined time. Kindly avoid the weekends because we will not be able to receive you during that time. Also, the schools will not be able to. And then please avoid arriving after 4:30 p.m. It becomes difficult again during that time to help you. Let's look at after arrivals. What are we doing? So after arrivals, you will be doing the registration. DVV registration is not needed for LSO students during the on-site program. You do it once you get the school place. However, once you've got the school place, you have to book the DVV appointment, and the school usually will help you in the process. So DVV, if I may inform you about it a bit more, then DVV is basically population registration. So you have to register yourself, and then once you've done that, then it becomes easy for you to open bank accounts only after your police verification is done. So there are certain steps, and it's a long process. So if you're coming here for school purpose, not LSO I'm talking about, but schools, please make sure that you start your DVV process like as soon as possible. Let's go to the next slide, please. Yes. So the DVV process can take about 3 to 5 weeks for the students. The information is entered into the system in Finland, so you're registered into the population. Students should make an appointment as soon as possible within the first week of arrival, preferably. Make sure that the students and AIF are both available for the appointment. AIF would be your someone who will be assisting you from the school for this appointment, especially if you're an underage person. Student from the same city should try and schedule it during the same time so that you all can go together. Finest Future does not book DVV appointments or accompany students to the DVV office. Students' first point of contact for support is their legal guardian or the school staff. Let's go to the next slide, please. Thank you. So once you have done your DVV, you're through with your DVV registration, your police verification is also done. That's when you can now finally open a bank account. You can open a bank account in various banks that are available. There are banks like Nordea, then we have OP, Sasto Banki, we have Danske Bank, we also have S-Banki. So there are many banks that you can open your bank accounts with. Yes. Yes, an authorized person will accompany the students to the bank as well when you want to open the bank account. So, students from the same city should again make the same arrangement wherein they can go together and book a appointment at the same time. Again, this process again takes a bit long, 2 to 3 weeks, because you have to be in the system. Then the documents needed for DVV and at the bank would include resident permit card. You would need your passport, your acceptance letter, birth certificate, consent form, and a power of attorney form. Yes, thank you so much. With that, we've come to an end to this webinar of for you to be arriving to Finland. We are super excited to have to see you soon here. There's a lot of snow. It's great winter time here. So I'm very sure if you're coming from Vietnam or other Asian countries, then you'll absolutely love it here during this time. It's so beautiful. So yes, tervetuloa. Over to you, Anna.
Yes, thank you, Asta, for the presentations. So now if anyone has any questions, please write in the Q&A box. We will answer it now. Otherwise, we will keep this webinar open for another 15 minutes, and then we will close it down. You will get, again, the presentation and the recordings afterwards. So no worries that you missed some information on the slides, you will get them back. But if you don't have any questions, thank you very much for being here today, and I hope to see you soon in Finland.